Hi, I'm Mystery Shy, and how much radiation is too much radiation? Asking for no reason in particular. The Fallout TV show on Amazon Prime is based on the video game series by the same name. Now, I haven't actually played the Fallout video game series, but I did play a little bit of Fallout 3. I got to the city Megaton right outside of the starting area, but then I literally couldn't figure out how to skip past nighttime. After bumbling around in the dark for about half an hour, I decided to call it quits. Dumb reason to quit, but there it is. The TV show has really ignited my desire to play the games. I already knew a decent amount about the lore, locations, enemies, game functions, etc. before watching the show, but you can definitely watch the show without any prior knowledge of the games. This video is going to be primarily spoilers, so go watch the show now and come back to watch this video later. The TV show primarily follows Maximus of the Brotherhood of Steel, Lucy, the Vault Dweller, and the Ghoul. The three of them clash and collide over the MacGuffin, which we later find out is the key to unlimited energy, cold fusion. I really liked seeing how the three of them kinda swapped who they were traveling with as the show progressed. The show grabs you immediately with its portrayal of the end. You know what's coming and are just bracing yourself for it, even while the characters are just enjoying themselves at this kid's birthday party. The "your thumb or mine" line was so upsetting, and seeing Cooper ride off into the distance as those bombs were going off was absolutely horrifying. I've literally had nightmares exactly like that. It was a super smart decision to have the primary protagonist be a Vault Dweller. For people like me, who don't have extensive knowledge about Fallout, it was useful to have sort of an audience surrogate. Lucy is used to a relatively normal and comfortable life within her closed vault society. Everything in the outside world is completely unknown and unfamiliar to her, as much as it is to us. Lucy is the kind of female character that I want to see more of. She's complex and capable of successes as much as she is failures. She's pretty believable as a real person. Her personality is heavily influenced by her upbringing. She's well educated, polite as can be given the circumstances, and horribly naive. She gets a fair bit of character growth as the series progresses, as she learns more about the realities of the world and struggles to find the right balance of trust to place in others. Good job, writers! We get to see more of the Vault Society through Norm, Lucy's underachieving brother. He and Chet slowly uncover a conspiracy within the vaults, and it's clear that 31 has been controlling 32 and 33 for decades. When Norm sneaks in to find out what's been going on, he kind of gets trapped, and I'm really hoping he didn't actually cryo-freeze himself and that he was able to outsmart a literal brain on a Roomba, but we will see. Maximus, yet again, is a really interesting character. He is the lens through which we get to view the Brotherhood of Steel, and how that organization functions. We get to understand the desperation of the aspirants, and how they struggle to prove their worth to those that honestly don't care about them. I'll be honest, I really struggled with how I felt about Maximus for most of the series. I honestly believed that he had been the one to put the blades in the boots of his best friend, Aspirant Dane. It's pretty clear that Maximus has a powerful determination to become a knight, and is willing to cheat and lie to get it. It was really ambiguous whether he was behind the blade incident, so I really struggled with how I felt about him, because anybody who would be willing to do that to somebody that they call a friend is pretty irredeemable. So when it turned out that Dane was actually the one behind it, I was relieved. I really wanted to root for Maximus. and didn't like that kind of shadowy cloud hanging over that. I love how we get to see Maximus's behavior towards Titus slowly turn. At the beginning, at least, Maximus is fully committed to the Brotherhood and is ready to be a great squire. But Titus, pretty clearly, doesn't take the role seriously and is just using it to push other people around. Ultimately, he proves himself unworthy of the title of knight when he runs away from the bear. When he started insulting and threatening Maximus while Maximus was like literally holding his life in his hands, I was like, ooh, this guy's toast. R.I.P. I don't really blame Maximus for what he did, or rather didn't do, to Titus. I do, however, hold what Maximus did to Thaddeus against him. After all the heart-to-hearts they had, I really had high hopes for them rebuilding their relationship. So it really sucked to see it end with Maximus straight up trying to murder Thaddeus. At least my boy Thaddeus gets to live another day, even if a stinky chicken pervert turned him into a ghoul. This dude rocks. There's just no other way to say it. Just look at him. His introduction is so bad. He literally gets dug from his own torture grave and wins a shootout minutes later. The concept of ghouls in the show is pretty interesting. At this stage, they haven't 100% confirmed what makes somebody a ghoul, because sometimes radiation just straight up kills you. Ghouls boast long lifespans and incredible healing abilities at the downside of a horrible, decomposing appearance and a reliance on a drug to keep them from becoming a full-blown zombie. As the season progresses, we come to understand his actions and way of thinking. I kind of love like a disillusioned immortal character, somebody who's been around for so long that they just lose their love of life. Cooper, the ghoul, may feel partly responsible for the horrible world that Vault-Tec has created. I'm sure in the next season we're gonna get some more flashbacks and find out what exactly happened to his daughter. On a barely related note, having Matt Berry, who played Laszlo in What We Do in the Shadows, be the actor friend who voiced robots like Mr. Snip Snip was incredible. Peak casting. Okay, even from the beginning, when CX-404 was first introduced, I was so nervous for her. I love cats and dogs, so I really hate to see them get hurt or die in media. This show was so stressful. I think it's entirely possible that Wiltzig fudged her numbers and faked her weight in order to save her life. I don't know, I just kind of want to believe that, I guess. On the topic of Wiltzig, I recognized him immediately as Ben from Lost. He's an incredible actor who's great at playing nuanced roles, which is why it's so funny that his character is just a severed head for most of the show. I had to restrain myself so hard from making
"So no head?"
jokes the whole time. The props department did a really great job of making a head that looked so nasty, like it was slowly decomposing. The thing looked so gross, and it looked like it stinked to high heaven. I was absolutely hooked on this show and binged it in a few days. Everything about it is spot on for an adaptation. And it was really clear, like you could see the passion from wardrobing and props especially. The writing in this show was incredible, and it struck the perfect balance between comedy and drama. The humor was so funny, and I'm gonna be thinking about the lines in the show entirely too much. Also, I really love the fan edits where people showed like what would be happening mechanically in the game if you were failing like a charisma check or something like that. I am super excited for the new season of the show. It looks like it's gonna take place in New Vegas, and based on what I've heard, Fallout New Vegas is a lot of people's favorite game in the series, so I can't wait to see what kind of characters and factions get introduced in this next part. Who knows, I might cheat a little bit and just play Fallout New Vegas before the new season even comes out. Well, that's all I really gotta say. Guess I gotta scavenge some rat away. I really don't think this is a good sign.